Chicken jockey!
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Well, the time has finally come. A Minecraft movie has finally released, and it is receiving some very mixed reactions online. So I'm very excited to tell you about my thoughts and my feelings about it, but also to be more so of a one-stop shop to answer a lot of the pressing questions that are still up in the air right now. Was Minecraft a purely cringe film to suffer through? Will this movie actually appeal to audiences that are older than 12 years old? Does it rank well against the plethora of video game to film adaptations? And what on earth is this movie even about? Beginning with the story, we are taken on a fun, creative ride through a wild world we haven't really experienced the likes of before in film. Right off the bat, we meet Jack Black's Steve, an exceptionally creative thinker weighed down by the mundane barriers in life. Becoming absolutely sick of the real world and its inhabitants' lackluster vision, he ventures for the mines, stumbles across a Tesseract-esque cube, and teleports to the world of Minecraft. Crafting his own legacy from the resources of the land, he makes the world his own and befriends a wild wolf he names Dennis. Together, their lives were perfect until the Nether Realm itself opened up, spawning evil pigmen set on annihilation beyond their burning realm. Barely escaping the clutches of the horrid pig mistress, Dennis narrowly escapes to Earth, carrying the priceless teleportation cube with him. Eventually, an unlikely group of creative misfits find the cube and involuntarily teleport to Minecraft with no way to get home. They must team with Steve himself to workshop an exit to Earth against a rising conflict erupting from the torches of the Netherworld. Along this wacky cast journey of exploring Minecraft, I couldn't help but to notice just how expertly they crafted this beautiful world that we've never seen before. Instead of desperately attempting to explain the ridiculous nature of this world, they embraced the improbable. Clearly, there's no reasonable explanation to conclude that mixing piping hot lava with a live chicken would create a delicious chicken feast. It's improbable, it makes no sense. At the end of the day, the world building was this movie's strong suit. I'd liken it to Adventure Time meets Evil Dead. The movie also didn't shy away from introducing most of the game's most distinct qualities. It hits the ground running with tons of identifiable elements that make Minecraft a distinct world of its own. Now, I imagine for as many doubts that you have for the film, this is an aspect you could believe to be true. I also imagine that you're pretty worried about this weird cast that they've crafted for this too, right? Well, I couldn't blame you for that. Initially, I thought this band of misfits looked absolutely ridiculous, and a lot of the time, they sort of were. Especially Jason Momoa's character Garret the Garbage Man. However, the movie plays into their silly personalities and delivers thoughtful developments to make these characters quite likable after all. Allow me to tell you just a little bit about the characters. Following the loss of their mother, Henry and his sister Natalie moved to Idaho with the hope of starting a new life. Henry is a young creative genius whose talents aren't appreciated in school. In the world of Minecraft, his limits aren't calculable. Natalie is a passionate caregiver at heart that longs for purpose with the loss of her parents, the guides of her life. Garret the Garbage Man is a washed-out video game champ from the 80s that longs to relive his childhood glory. Sounds a lot like Uncle Rico, doesn't it?
If Coach would have put me in fourth quarter, we'd have been state champions, no doubt. No doubt in my mind.
And finally, Dawn is a real estate agent working the 9-to-5 while pursuing her passion for petting zoos on the side. These poor characters go through the ringer throughout the entire movie, conquering different trials and tribulations, and there's quite a few really positive lessons that are put to the forefront in this. And my favorite lesson that they tout the most is to embrace your creativity. And this lesson just is not encouraged enough in life and not in school either. So I was definitely happy to see that they were on the side of being creative. It's an aspect of life that everybody needs to be to some degree. With that in mind, it's time to answer the next question. Is this movie made for 12-year-olds or can older audiences actually enjoy this? I think it's geared more towards viewers in their late teens to 30s actually. Even though it embraces a lot of juvenile jokes mixed with song and dance, it develops a complicated story with serious consequences to faulty choices made within this world. There were a few times where I was actually shocked by how violent some of these action sequences were, especially with the zombies. They go kind of far with it at times. I think all ages at the end of the day can enjoy this though, and there's something for everybody. If we consider the cringe, I was also shocked that it didn't have much of an impact on me. I wasn't really cringed out at all. Maybe it had to do with the fact that I was with a jovial, happy, encouraging audience. I mean, the theater was nearly sold out and everybody was having a really good time. That could possibly factor into it, but personally, I don't really know. Jennifer Coolidge's storyline is without a doubt the weirdest avenue this movie goes down, which could be considered cringe. We literally follow a developing romance between her and a murmuring villager. Other than that, I can see how people get annoyed by Jack Black's overdramatic pronunciations. But for me, I thought it was fun, and I'm glad that he embraced a silly persona to the absolute max. I mean, do you really ever see that sort of silliness in anything anymore? As I mentioned earlier, there's some random breakouts of song and dance that happen like sporadically throughout the movie. All of them I think are a lot of fun until the very end. Is it just me, or do you ever feel real uncomfortable when a movie ends with just the cast of characters jumping around, dancing, and lip-syncing to the song that's playing? I don't know why that keeps popping up in kids' movies, but every time it's super cringe. Holding up against the recent video game to TV adaptations, I would say Minecraft ranks pretty high for me. From what I've seen from those, I've enjoyed most of them, with Fallout being at the top of the list. Assembling Minecraft in the mix, I'd say it's probably my third favorite video game adaptation for the reasons I've explained before. Where would you rank it? Definitely want to know. To conclude, I recommend that you go see this movie and yet you see it in theaters because it's definitely made for the theater and it looks absolutely phenomenal on the big screen. I got to see it in IMAX and it was such a pleasure to do that. And when you go in, just don't expect to be served fine dine cuisine here. But nevertheless, it found a way to stand out as a unique, innocent joyride for audiences of all ages to enjoy. Not to mention, if you loved watching Nacho Libre and Napoleon Dynamite growing up, you'll be shocked by just how familiar this film looks and feels to those. It brings the same silly, dry humor and character that both of those movies featured, which makes sense since the director and co-writer of both films is helming this project anyway. If you liked what I had to say today, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'd greatly appreciate it, and share this video with people you know that are on the fence about checking out the movie, because I think it is worth watching, and for the reasons I listed above, I think that this is a good time. There's no doubt that you're going to have fun watching this. Either you're going to have fun making fun of it, or you're going to have fun just enjoying the comedic elements of it, because it is funny. I had some genuine rich laughs, and really not much in life makes me laugh, which is kind of sad. But it's funny. Jack Black does a great job. He, of course, overdoes everything, but that's sort of the point here. And it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous fun. You'll have a good time, so make sure to check it out. Also, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on the Minecraft movie and its box office. Do you think it's going to do a really good job? Do you think it's going to destroy the new Snow White movie? I think it's kind of obvious. I certainly hope so. I think it's going to be so funny watching parents take their kids to watch Minecraft and completely neglect Snow White, because that's exactly what's about to happen. Kids don't care about Snow White either, which is... that's not sad, it's the way it is. But let me know in the comments below your thoughts and feelings. Definitely want to talk to you all about it. Anyways, I always appreciate the time you spend with me. I wish you well, and I'll see you soon.